Grown Folks Production. In the mix. With the commish, Nate.
Well, let me fix this this. All right. As I was logging in, Saints touchdown. Doing a little watch along here. Let's get the audio on here for y'all. I can't show anything, of course, but we're gonna hang out, watch a little Saints preseason. I figured it'd be a good time to talk Madden, talk preseason football. Will Lutt's back, and then they get a penalty on his extra point try. There we go. Very impromptu. I was sitting here watching the game alone and figured, hey, what the heck? Let's just throw it up and let's have a good time. So, man, I am so ready for Tuesday. Ready for Tuesday to get here.
Helping Appalachia Rise. Scan this QR code to learn how you can support local relief efforts. When we stand together, Appalachia rises. Investigate TV tackles the tough topics.
Yeah, beyond ready for it to get here. Let's see if we can turn this down. Wow. Oh, this is on commercial. Madden's going to drop on Tuesday, and so we're going to get that baby preloaded. That is early release, so if you get EA Play, it'll drop on Tuesday, and yeah, it should be good. So we'll have it on Tuesday. We'll probably stream Tuesday, Wednesday, just like all the intro stuff. We'll probably do a couple of the drills, a couple of the things, kind of mess with the franchise mode just a little bit. Maybe get a test franchise up. And then on Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll just have fun. But on Thursday, we'll get serious. And we've got a couple guests that are going to be joining us. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. Come join us. We've got, Shopmaster, Expert, Mo Tradamus who does a lot of league crawler stuff. I know I'm forgetting some folks. Poo DT. I got Brian with Evolve Sports. I'm slipping a name real quick. That was one of our friends from the TFL. He's going to join us. I'm going to see if I can get some OMFL guys like Dwayne or maybe Roger to come and join me. So it'll be a ton of fun. Want y'all to come hang out with us. It'll be a blast. We're going to do a lot of giveaways. And it'll be a good time. That's a nice way to open up the preseason opener. Andy Dalton driving the Saints right down. Saints with a 3 and out on defense. Offense drives right down, gets a touchdown. Can't ask for a much better kind of start and go at it. 67.
7-year vet out of the University of Washington.
That guy Demario Davis. It's a good dude, man.
Saints have a 7-0
that is a good dude.
It's going to be Mack waiting for the kickoff.
Hey, why does this keep...
John Parker Romo will kick it away for the Saints. We're just talking about
keeps
Andy
not locked in.
And what an advantage
I don't
to
know
have
why.
a backup quarterback
There we go. Now we got it where we want it.
9 seasons. Starter, first
Andy
team
Dalton.
until the last 2 years.
What have you done?
You said it. We know two things about Andy Dalton.
And I like bad football. I know I'm probably alone on that. I love watching bad football. It gets ugly in the fourth quarter usually, but it can also get really fun. And I love watching these scrappy backups, these young guys trying to earn a living, trying to make a career for themselves. Every team's got 1, 2, 3 guys that just start shining, and that's a ton of fun to me. I like watching that.
For the most part, put the game on his back and do it himself. There's so much talent on this roster that he can be that complementary piece that probably fits his profile at this time in his career.
Yeah, we talked to Andy. He is excited about being a New Orleanian. On first down for the 25. Bouncing outside. It's back with a flag on the play.
Saints second year cornerback of Debo. That guy is going to be, you've seen him make a play if you're watching this game at all. He's going to be a playmaker in this league. He's going to be really fun to continue to watch him grow.
There's so many good players across this defensive line that you put guys in compromised positions offensively. So they may not have made that tackle, but you draw a
couple of Saints rookies we were interested in seeing. Smoke Monday, he tore his knee. He's out for the year. The Saints drafted a linebacker, Jackson. That was ugly. He too tore his knee, and he's out for the year. Those were two players we were really excited about watching, but it's fun to watch Street out here, get him from the 49ers, Marcus May from the Jets, seeing him get some playing time.
But it goes back to the depth, and this is a starter for the Saints. Don't forget Shai Tuttle on the left side at defensive tackle in his 4th year from Tennessee.
Linebacker depth is an issue for the Saints.
Look at Tuttle and Onyemata.
Not the cornerbacks though; those guys. It's probably the best part of this team. That or the defensive line.
On 2nd and long, not much available again. Maybe a couple of yards. We head down to the sideline. Aaron Summers, welcome.
Good to see Peyton Turner out there.
Head coach Dennis Allen said for the defensive line, he wants them to be big on size, he's big on length and athletic. He said that that size and that length that helps create space, keep offensive players off of you. The athleticism, it's the ability to rush the passer with speed and power. The Saints, they'd rather play a big man's game, and he said if you take a look across that line, if Cam Jordan, who's not dressed tonight, but if Cam Jordan is the runt of your group, then you have a pretty good looking size line out there.
Ooh, they almost blew up that screen. Good play. Malcolm Roach
cleans up on the play.
Yeah, to Aaron's point, that is a good-looking group. If Cam Jordan, who's already
good pursuit.
A big man himself,
I sure hope Chauncey Gardner gets paid before the season starts. Hope they can figure that out.
No question. They certainly draft a profile for a defensive end position. Marcus Davenport, Peyton Turner, both big guys, play with a lot of length, but just as effective in the run game as they should be in the pass game.
Another 3 and out for Saints defense.
They don't have those type players.
Good hang time by Johnston.
What is with this camera work? This camera work is terrible.
Little breathing room out across the 20, close to the 21. So the Saints get it right back after the first drive took 5.5 off the clock.
So 2 seasons ago, the Saints went out and drafted
the 2023 Ford
rookie free agent. Ended up becoming an all-pro, Pro Bowler, return man. Did the same thing this year. They went out and got the NCAA leader who broke that guy's records in college. But he's recovering from a college injury, so it'll be exciting once that kid gets healthy, fully healthy, hopefully before the start of the season. See him get out there and get some returns. Have 2 dynamic return men would be a good thing to have.
Insurance claim was denied or underestimated. The Arpino, Avon & Hawkins law firm is ready to fight for Louisiana home and business owners. Call now for a case evaluation. 50452.
Mad's dropping. Preseason football's here. What more can you ask for, man?
But Amanda Miller Realty is not the same as other realtors.
It's been the last 2 weeks feel like it's been a grind to content create. PUBG is not the greatest content creation. It's just a very slow game. Plays very slow, and it's not a ton of fun to watch. It's a ton of fun to play, not a ton of fun to watch. Thanks for hanging out with me. A little impromptu stream for the Saints preseason game.
You just have to choose which one is best for you. Order one of our Angel Food smoothies today. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
I chose Delgado because I can finish here in 2 years or less, then start my career or transfer to a 4-year college.
Students come to Delgado for knowledge and skills to achieve their dreams. We work hard to make sure our students succeed.
Teaching all my students is a pleasure. What really challenges and rewards me is helping students that need extra help and watching them succeed.
I graduated from Delgado without a lot of debt. I then earned my bachelor's degree, and a majority of classes transferred over.
It's also fun to watch, you know, your favorite college players get their first real season action or real preseason action. I wonder if the Saints Olave is going to get some playing time. Their offensive lineman, he definitely is. All right, let's crank back up.
He can put his stamp on the offense, can't he, guys?
And he's certainly been a part of this.
Play by Smith on that first drive, Callaway on that first drive.
But now he certainly isn't working in concert with Coach Payton. That's not part of the equation. So a lot of the onus goes back to Pete Carmichael. Now he's not doing it alone. They brought back Coach Marone as offensive line coach, but Pete's one of the best in the business.
I love Pete Carmichael's balance.
Oh, we're already seeing Book.
They saw all they needed.
Oh, we're going to see a lot of Book. A lot of Book today.
It's Ian Book now.
Yeah, we were
This
told
will be fun.
we were going to see a lot of Ian
Pulling
Book,
for Ian.
second-year quarterback out of
Look
Notre
at
Dame.
Washington.
Nifty run. Although it looks like
Oh, did he
Washington may have
fumble?
lost the
Oh,
football
no.
at the end of the run.
He fall back on it?
Yeah,
he did.
Bounce right back
All
up
right.
to him.
He's got it. So it's a gain of
Come on,
about
Washington.
5, almost 6. Give him 5. And a good recovery there.
Yeah, that's a lucky bounce right there, because that's one way to get in the doghouse early. You lose the ball, and it was, to me, it looks pretty clear that ball is loose. Luckily, he was able to jump right back on it.
I was on the ground a long time.
24-year-old Ian Book from Northern California. 4th-round pick last year out of Notre Dame. And got
Oh,
into
yeah.
one game last
Chris
year.
Olave
On the
is in
play
there.
fake,
Give
he's
it
got
to
a
him.
wide open
Oh, that's
dump
way
off.
too
Did he get
late.
the marker? It looks like Olave maybe just
Come on, you
short
gotta
of
get
the
that
first
to him
down on his
quicker.
first catch as a pro.
You think this name is one that Saints are going to learn to hear a bunch, because Olave, what he did in Ohio State this past year was nothing short of exceptional, and Ian Book knew what to do with this pretty quickly, didn't he?
And the thing about Olave, he could have come out early, and he wanted to stay. He wanted to try to win one, didn't. But that says a lot about his competitive nature.
So glad to have that kid on our team.
With him and Mike
What's up, Kevo?
Jarvis Landry, I mean, sky's the limit.
Watching those Saints
for this
preseason action.
Saints need a yard, and they'll get the yard.
Oh, yeah, he got it.
Spinning his wheels and making sure he got the first down.
I don't know, man.
Was Dwayne
After the other
Washington.
night, I feel like I need a
So
break
this is
from
going
the
to be
group.
interesting. This is a good preseason game for Ian Book. You knew going in he was going to get a
I
lot
don't
of
play
reps
video
tonight
games to talk
and an opportunity.
politics and
I'm
talk
glad
world
you
issues and argue with people. You know what I mean? I think you agree with that. Like,
Because they did
it's
bring
a,
in
to
KJ
unplug from that
Costello,
and
right?
have
Lets you
fun and
know
hang out.
your
And
opportunity is limited.
slightly, that's
If
all
you
it
don't
seems to
perform
be.
here,
And
we do have someone waiting.
I don't know.
in
I
the
just don't want
back
to deal with that stuff.
take your spot.
And he came in late in the week as Washington is torpedoed.
I
in
will
the
be playing
backfield.
tonight. I
Losses
just don't know if I'm
maybe
gonna.
a yard.
Just like
And a
last
good
night, I
play
played. Y'all had a full
by
group anyway,
Petrie
but
in the backfield. Well, you brought it up. KJ Costello at 6'5", 225. He was a 3-year starter at Stanford. He finished his college career at Mississippi State. He's a guy out of Southern California.
Saints have a
Rancho
rookie
Santa
offensive
Margarita,
lineman, number
Bay
70,
Area. Clay Thompson,
Pennington. That dude.
Rancho Santa Margarita High School. So we'll see if.
Yeah, it's too much,
they go
Kev.
with the taller one,
It's
'cause
way
Ian
too
Book,
much. Like,
he's
I don't want it in my video
basically a
gaming
Drew
too,
Brees kind
bro.
of size. Good feet, good mobility,
It just feels like the last 3 or 4 weeks.
and overshoots the receiver and is picked up. Intercepted. It's Tremon Smith.
Just don't know why every night we can't just play and have fun and cut up. And every night
that's
it's
the
got to
issue
go to
with-
something.
I'm not even going to mention his height, the accuracy, right? Drew Brees is the same
That's cool.
height, so
I
that's
just
not
don't wanna
an
do it.
issue, right? The accuracy is the issue, and Ian Book is going to have to figure out how to get that ball down.
Come on,
because that's an
Ian.
interception that should not have been.
It's wide open. Oh, that's yucky. Where Ian Book is working his way out of the league. Sucks for a 4th-round pick, too. Kevin, you're a Dolphins fan. Dolphins play yesterday. They play tonight. Sure, they've got some fun preseason action. They're a pretty deep team. New coach. I like y'all's coach. I don't know if he'll be any good, but he'll be entertaining to listen to. I got you.
Ready?
You do some fishing this weekend? Commercial about that.
Oh yeah, my life
Boring
used to be
seat.
quite boring. Just sitting on the couch,
Okay.
the office, the occasional restaurant. But now, wow, I'm living the dream. This week alone,
These SeatGeek commercials
I've been to 2 basketball games
freak me out.
and a concert.
Nice.
I've never felt more alive in my life.
My wife and I
Get your SeatGeek
went shopping all day,
concerts and live events. SeatGeek. Get your
looking
seat
for
in
some
the seat.
home improvement stuff. And we went to shopping, trying to pick some flooring and new door and a bunch of other things we want to get fixed around here. Now that it's ours.
Half of the app away. Insider analysis. Plus an all-new sportsbook section, giving you the latest line before every game. So you can make the smartest play.
A lot of Madden 23 content already dropping, man. I'm ready to get my hands on it on Tuesday. And veg out for about 2 weeks playing nothing but Madden.
Opportunities to make plays, and for Ian Book, sometimes it's
Come on,
just
Ian.
make the play
Fair
that's
will
given
throw.
to you. This ball sailed on him. He's aiming for tight end Juwan Johnson, who listed at 6'4". Looks like he's got a pretty good vertical on that jump. Still over the top of him. Can't come down with it for Ian Book. Sometimes
No, I
you
just did it
press
myself.
to make plays, and
All that bleach and that
ball
other
sails
stuff that I
right
put in
there
it
and
ended
ends
up
being
fixing it,
costly for the
at
Saints.
least right now. So I think if it does it again soon, then we'll definitely try to get somebody out here. We tried to get somebody out here, but it didn't work, so I didn't push the issue.
Here comes some
Ooh, a little blitz.
50-50 ball.
What's up there?
Well, flag comes.
You caught that.
Flag comes.
Well,
and is it a shove in the back by the wide receiver?
Yeah, I don't know if coverage can get much better.
Are they going to
than
call
Debo
it
did.
offensive pass
No
interference?
defensive pass interference there.
Pass interference. Offense, number 15.
Debo, man.
It's called on Chris Moore.
So good. He's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, Adebo's in phase, and he's allowed to put that
Oh, my
hand
goodness.
there because he's
Keeps
looking
pushing
back,
him.
he's playing the football. And the thing that receivers, which I like the referees are going to start calling that, the officials are going to start calling that this year, the cornerbacks have just as much a right to the football as a receiver. So if a receiver
You're already
now
logging
starts
in to
push
play?
a little bit,
This is
try to gain a little
8:30
space,
your time, so
that's
it's
going
not
to
too
be
bad.
offensive pass interference.
Or so we're told.
Yeah, right. Until the scores are down and everyone wants to see more points.
Good coverage. 5 wide receivers. He wanted Dorsett, and that was not even close. A good D again.
This Wilson kid's
by the
pretty
Saints.
fun, especially on Madden.
Over
He's
there on
like
the coverage.
85
So
speed or whatever.
Defense doesn't do any good though. And remember, we mentioned the last 4 or 5 years how good the Saints defensive unit has been.
I'm looking and I see a very technically sound defense. The way
I always
that
want to get a
the ball's in
2K
the
league
moves
going
his
here.
feet, plays
It's never
in
worked
waves.
out.
When the ball's in the air, defensive front, they don't get out of their gaps. Linebackers making the right reads. This is a very, very fundamental group.
Flushed out of the pocket, Driscoll.
I'm not
He'll run
recording
to the
now.
sideline.
I'm streaming, yeah.
In pursuit was Passigno.
Huh.
He forced him out. A defensive end out of Villanova.
Yeah, this is an interesting play. It might be designed for the quarterback to flush out and run. You watch the center here. He's out in space. That's a lead blocker right there. He's going to the second level to block a linebacker. So interesting play design. I haven't seen very much of that in the NFL, especially not with Driscoll as your quarterback.
Well, you call it interesting. I call it poo-poo. I don't understand.
I haven't played it in years.
Right now.
I think 17 was the last one I had.
3rd and long.
I definitely don't want to see how fast Driscoll can run. I want to see him throw the football like that.
Little turn in route. Short of the first down. Short by about 6-7 yards. Dorsett on the reception.
Another little 3-and-out, man.
Remember, Roby came over last year for a 3rd-round pick because they didn't want
Thanks,
to put
defense
pressure on
doing what they
Paulson
do.
and Debo.
What a steal.
And Roby couldn't get on the field because Debo was that good.
What a steal. And that's what competition does, right? Competition
absolutely
brings the best out of the players. all of a sudden a rookie's not a rookie anymore. He figures it out. Keep him on the field.
Kai Fairburn in his 7th year out of UCLA.
This guy was on the Saints like 3
Trying to
times.
get points off the turnover. It'll be a 49-yard attempt on its way.
Good kick.
And they've got a good one like the Saints do in Will Lutz.
Oh, really?
So they get 3.
That's the problem, being an old man. We can't do all those combos.
And a turnover not far
All right, I'll be right
outside
back.
of their own red zone. It's a 7-3 lead for the Saints with 1:20 left in the opening 15 minutes of the preseason.
That's not what I want to do.
Get away with a great deal at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Ian Book taking off. Sorry, I had to.
Thomas is going to be open.
Had to go pee.
Well, you've got a good possession receiver in Michael Thomas. We know that.
I seen y'all had a chicken dinner last night. You just had that
was
one.
So impressive with Winston first, and then later this week, after James Winston tweaked his foot, all of a sudden Andy Dalton hooked up. You could see chemistry between those two.
Yeah, they hooked up for about 4 touchdowns in one practice.
Washington stacked up after his short gain across the 33 to about the 30, make it the 35. And by the way, a nice run by Ian
I
Book
played
on
all
11
three
yards.
games. I played some
Where he took what they
PUBG
gave him. Middle of the field
duos.
was wide open. And a nice block by the running
Played
back,
some
too.
Yeah, but going
Call
back
of
to Michael
Duty
Thomas, one of the things
duos.
that really stands out when you
And
watch
I
him
played
play is
some,
how he competes for the ball. He makes a lot
Apex.
of quarterbacks right just because
All of
he
it
comes
sucked,
away with the
randos.
50-50 ball. Every time he gets
My
gets
shooter
a
career
chance
may be
and you throw it
over.
up to him, you got to feel pretty good because he's one of those
End of the
wide
first quarter.
receivers that
All right.
has no
That's a
problem
fun, fast
competing
first quarter.
to come away with that catch.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we completed the
stadium's
first 15
empty.
minutes of the preseason, and we're not surprised.
Oh, Nipples is supposed
An
to be at this
impressive
game.
start by one of the best defensive units in the NFL.
At least that's he was thinking about going. At least he said he was in Houston.
5-4, 7-3 in Houston.
We didn't set out just to make great coffee. We set out to make something that would bring out the best in people. Whether it's the start of someone's day, the middle.
Let's pray. Give us this day.
Oh, Ian Book, man.
If what we could bring to the table could bring out the best in others, well, who wouldn't want to share a cup of that? Community coffee. Strong as our roots.
Come on, Brian. Let's do it.
Dad, look.
Brian, come on.
Kind of a fun commercial. Cool cars in this commercial.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Brian.
No one cares.
Ready, Brian? Summer won't last forever, but you can go out and make memories that will during Toyota's national sales event.
Toyota.
Always cold in this house.
Order curbside pickup online.
Saints love their chopper.
Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside
Yeah, I think the first night or two, I'm just gonna do all the skills challenges in Madden.
$20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shopper style.
And then made some test franchise, and then on Thursday really start playing some game.
A new coach with a fresh crop of rookies and a couple of high-profile off-season.
It'll be fun. Get a couple games on Thursday. I think we got 3 guys on Thursday, 2 guys on Friday, 1 guy on the Monday. So it'll be a lot of fun. Packers next week. We play the Packers. Nice. I gotta get a little bet going with Priest.
Welcome back once again to Houston, the Saints' second quarter. It's all sponsored by Eustace, proud partner of the New Orleans Saints. And what's so impressive about the first 15 minutes of play, guys, as we look at the first quarter numbers, 6 first downs for the Saints, none for the Houston Texans.
Taysom Hill.
Andy Dalton engineered the first drive. You joined us a little bit late. 10 plays, 67 yards, a little over 5 minutes off the clock.
Andy Dalton's a cool looking dude, man. Kind of, he's got a little swag to him.
Ian Book, a little flare. Good.
Here you go, Washington.
The tackle with a flag down is Dwayne Washington. But there is a flag down in the backfield. Did they hit the quarterback late?
Or hit him low? Looked like.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer on the defense, number 45.
Well, I seen a roughing the passer last night. Patriots game. It's terrible. It was a terrible call.
So they'll move it up. And the Saints with some free yardage. Yeah, low is right,
Ooh.
Stinch. Man.
Yeah, that's a knee.
Well, Okaranko gets.
My dad keeps
Trevor
texting
Penning
me
here.
questions about this quarterback for the Saints. Just answers, okay, okay, okay. There he is, Pennington. That kid's a beast.
No-no these days, but you know, as you watch Penning, he's one of those guys that we'll talk about
Penning.
him later and how he attacks.
And
the
why I
game
said Pennington.
as he has all training camp.
Oh, Ian.
Loose stuff. Texans get it. Another turnover.
We're watching a dude lose his NFL career in 1 half of football.
I'm watching the snap and this ISO camera in front of me. It's Nick Martin's at center. Ian Book is underneath. The ball gets snapped up. It makes it to the quarterback's hands. That's what you all want to see. Did he cut it short? No. It makes it looks like Ian Book's already pulled his hands out. The ball gets loose, and the Texans end up with it. So, you know, was it the quarterback or the center? In this case, it was not the center.
And you're looking at 2 series, 2 turnovers.
Ian.
Maybe it's his fault, maybe it's not, but you have to take the responsibility, be accountable when you're the quarterback. You get the praise. You also have to take the bad stuff that comes with it.
They've got it to the Saints 47. On the misdirection, pass is complete as it goes to the opposite side of the field and taken in by Brevin Jordan. So that's the second-year tight end from Miami, a fifth-round pick for Houston last year. This is a Houston team that was dead last offensively in the NFL last year. They didn't score a lot, to say the least. Couldn't move the football. They were 30th in scoring, just about 16 points a game. Driscoll stays in at quarterback. And a good cut in the backfield. Nice run inside.
Oh, come on, Saints.
Dameon Pierce, the rookie out of Florida, their second-round pick, who had a huge year for the Gators with 16 touchdowns last season.
Yeah, this is a very nice cutback by Dameon Pierce. Carl Granderson looks like he goes down a little too far. Oh, no. They were actually doing
an ET.
Yeah, they were doing a ET is an end tackle stunt. You have the defensive end knife inside. The tackle's supposed to wrap around. You know, unfair advantage for that big man trying to tackle in space.
Come on, Saints.
Had a good run for about 6 by the rookie from Florida. He's 5'10", 220.
It's a big man. Who's that, total?
I think we saw that. You know, it's very difficult for a defensive tackle to come out. I mean, he's moving out into space, a position that he's not very familiar with, and then you've got a shifty back one-on-one with 4 yards either way. Difficult spot for Shy Tuttle to be in, but certainly one that you're banking on him making the tackle because there's nothing behind it.
So the Texans finally get their first down on that 20-yard carry by Pierce. Just got about 6 on that one. Stays in the backfield. And on the play fake, Driscoll.
That Mills? That's Driscoll.
With the first and goal. So Driscoll took over for Davis Mills, who was in there for the first series.
Yeah, I believe Lovie Smith said enough of that. The passing game, nothing was doing. Wide receivers are getting blanketed like white on rice by the corners. So they've just gone 3 straight
read
runs.
option.
Had some success with those running plays. Guess they'll keep going and try to hammer it in for the touchdown.
Lovie looks so weird with this big white beard.
Driscoll's ability to run the ball. That's the second look like design run where they're trying to get him out on the edge.
Yeah.
It's first and goal. Started back at the Saints 47 after the fumble. On the 3rd series of the game for the Saints. Back-to-back turnovers by the Saints.
Did it again. There you go. Good defense.
Oh, there's a penalty in the end zone.
A hold.
Holding.
Yeah, it's usually a defensive holding.
Good coverage in the flat. Responsibilities and assignments were there on the quarterback and the intended target, but nothing available on the backside, and that's what the flag is all about.
While the quarterback was still in the pocket, legal contact, defense number 35.
Preseason,
right?
right?
This is a goal and an automatic first down.
They call it on Vincent Gray, the rookie out of Michigan.
Well, without that penalty, looking at the closing speed of Sorensen, he does a great job of putting Driscoll in that difficult position. But on the back end, you're watching Gray, a little stop, go move, and he got a little grabby.
All right, make a play. Fields, you got burned. Play. Good throw.
So points off the takeaway with the second-year wide receiver out of Georgia Tech.
Good throw.
Went up against DeMarcus Fields.
I don't even know who DeMarcus Fields
and
is.
I'll tell you the difference between DeMarcus Fields, which is a great throw and catch.
That was terrible. Terrible coverage.
Fields and Paulson Adebo. As soon as the receiver breaks the outside, all the good cornerbacks, Paulson Adebo, one of them, taught to turn and look for the football. That's the one thing DeMarcus Fields didn't do in that drive, or
He
that
did
play,
not.
which is why he couldn't locate the football. The receiver did and got
He did not look for the ball.
So Driscoll on the
Good throw, though. Should have been broken up, though. It was there.
The second turnover of the game
Good
by
catch.
the Saints. And Houston has their first lead.
Bad football, though. but bad football is better than no football. I'll take it.
We're not going to pay your medical bills.
That's bull.
Ooh.
Don't take any bull from the company. Call Lawyer Dom.
The 2023 Ford F-150 trucks are coming, meaning more ways to haul, tow, go, and do, and with more ways than ever to make it your own. Plus, if you order now, you'll lock in your price and lock in your rate. Do more in a 2023 Ford F-150. Custom order yours today. Lock in 2.9 for 60 and get 500 bonus cash when you order a 2023 Ford F-150. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
They tirelessly sacrificed throughout their lives. Now at the St. Michael the Archangel Cremation Garden, veterans, police, firefighters, first responders, and their
They're saying all the right things about Madden. It's pretty exciting. Seems like they've made a lot of improvements. They put a pretty high bar out there, saying the most polished game ever, or at least most polished game in years. Maybe I shouldn't say ever. Ready to see it. The beta was fun, and so it'll be exciting to get our hands on.
Several jobs for us. American Men Roofing was one of the few that were real responsive. We've always found the pricing extremely fair.
I would recommend American Men Roofers.
I highly recommend American Men Roofing.
I'm ready. I got my stream ready. A few little updates. Ready to start streaming some Madden again. I wish I could get the streaming for shooters going, but 99.9% of the time that chat is not something I want to stream. And PUBG is just not a fun game to watch. Like as someone watching, unless you're watching like a tournament or something, right? Where they're in that God mode and they're showing all the teams. But just to watch somebody, unless you're a top tier player by yourself, it's just not a fun. And the way we play PUBG is not fun to watch, and so most people do not watch when I play PUBG.
Finishes on the 50-yard line. Caesar Superdome. Sounds like a great idea. And you can
I'm looking forward
right
for the new
now
Call of Duty. Probably going to be a game I throw myself into when the new Warzone drops. I don't think we got anything else to look forward to. Not that I know of. There were some rumors about some other games, but new AEW game will drop in November too.
Tony Jones Jr. waits, and he's going to bring
This camera work on these kickoffs is terrible.
And he's across the 25 out to the 27.
Yeah, we don't hot drop, and I get it.
So let's see,
Because I think PUBG overall was just took so long.
Third series is a little smoother than the first two.
PUBG just took so long to load into a game. Hot dropping felt like a waste of time. But I think now, or at least right now with the new map, we get in games pretty quickly. And so I wish we hot dropped, or at least a little warmer drop a little bit more often. But what am I saying? I'm one of the worst players we have. So probably a good thing I stopped playing. Come on, Ian. Don't screw this up. Good run, Jones. Good run, Jones.
Gets him about 7.
Needs to have some fun running backs.
Hey, what's a good way to settle a quarterback down? Get the
Bro, I watched one of these top PUBG streamers.
Let's get some yards. Let's get some better situations.
He did the double barrel shotgun that you can use while you drive a motorcycle. And my dude was just driving around two-tapping people with that double barrel shotgun on this motorcycle. This is pretty legit to watch.
If you move the pocket, it limits the amount of reads that you have, right? So you want to see, can your quarterback read a defense from the pocket?
Dude's helmet came off. I missed that in Madden. I get why they'll never bring it back, but that was always fun to see helmets pop off.
They're right at the first down marker. They don't give them enough for the first down. Short by less than a yard. So it'll be third down for Ian Book in his third series.
Now, speaking of, Joel, this is a great opportunity to move the pocket, and then now you still have the ability to run the football as a quarterback and get the first down. They line up in 9 backs, so let's see if they want to pound and play smash mouth football here.
They're in the eye. Smash mouth it is. And he may not have picked it up. No, he didn't. They put him down at the 35. Good penetration up front. Blake Cashman.
Nope.
in on the hit.
Yeah, give him credit, but Dwayne Washington, it is third
Yeah.
and short. I do not want to see my running back stuttering in the backfield. I want him
No, you gotta go.
downhill. Everyone's coming, and you know that the defense is thinking the same thing. They're going
Oh,
to
he fell.
decisive. Instead, he does a little cut or maybe
I think he fell. I think he
that
tripped.
was not a good possession right there.
Yeah, I think he tripped. Ian Book, interception, fumble, punt. So I guess technically it's getting better. It's technically getting better. What a punt. Holy cow, what a punt.
Tries to get back to the middle. And that'll do
Tackle
it.
that dude, though.
But also great
What a
direction
great
on the
punt.
You don't want to see a lot of Gillikin, but when you do, you want to see it just like that.
Investigate TV tackles the tough topics with in-depth journalism. Led by award-winning journalist Lee Zurich. We're your watchdog. Now available on these streaming
I hope a couple guys in the OMFL get Madden. It'll be fun to just have guys impromptu come join me for some streams. Just play for fun. Grab random teams. Play random settings. Just test stuff. Should be fun. Can't wait. It's going to be good to get back into football. Especially if it's as good as they say it is. The beta felt good. It's going to be a learning curve, of course. But you and I had some fun games. I think we played at least one. Or did we play two? I know for sure we played a half. That was fun. Right back. I'm going to grab a cough drop. Green Bay and Chargers.
At the Caesars Superdome. It's in the middle right now of a massive renovation.
Yeah, the Superdome is getting a big upgrade. It's going to be super
It all
cool.
started a couple of years ago. It's going to continue for a couple of more years through 2024. It's in preparation for Super Bowl 59 in the Big Easy. So you're going to have new escalators, wider concourses, new food and beverage options, updated club rooms.
Oh, Saints.
On first down, a gain of about 8. But
There you go. Your boy Sanchez just logged in.
go right now. Envision the future.
And Sanchez can go get some chicken.
TheFuture.com.
But it is going to be state of the art. It is going to be magnificent inside the dome.
Well, I just saw a vision of it, and it looks amazing. I mean, I love the Superdome, and now you're giving a little
What a goofy laugh, huh?
That looks gorgeous.
By the way, that was a great punt. We talked about it before it broke away. Gillikin, 55 yards to put him deep. And only a 7-yard return because of the hang time. But all of a sudden, it'll be second and short. On the play fake, Driscoll, and that's a
Good throw. Yeah, that's a good
Pull it
throw.
off in front of Gray. Now remember, Driscoll last year, he was the backup quarterback, but they needed
Can't get
a
mad
tight
at that.
end.
That's a
So
good throw,
he
man.
left his original position, and now they have him in his more natural position once again at quarterback.
Driscoll looked really good on that one. Frankly, an easy read. You had the blitz coming. Wide receiver, quarterback, in step, cuts his route short for the hot route, and he's able to connect that. But going back to the Superdome, that just looked absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you see those renderings, and I mean, I won't unfortunately be there for any regular season game, so now I'm hoping for the playoffs so I can actually attend and be a fan in the stands for that one.
It is the most user-friendly building in the NFL. I live down the street, so I'm not objective. I love walking through my neighborhood to games. It's a weekend festive kind of atmosphere anyway.
Yes.
It's not just Sunday, it's a whole weekend, and it's going to be state of the art when it's completed. It's first down at the 32. Once again, Pierce. Nice run by the young man. Boy,
I'm wondering in Madden if
he really can.
if the two tight end sets are going to be as powerful as they were last Madden. I felt like I started to figure out some answers for that and really showed in the playoffs and helped me a ton. Big cutback, young man.
Defensive coordinators are rotating in some of those defenders. They're a little tired. You know, you go from an interception to a fumble to 3 and out, and you know, all of a sudden the defense isn't so stout. They're not getting off the blocks as quickly. First time in live action, and you have 2 turnovers and 3 and out, and that'll do it to you.
It'll be 2nd and 4 after the gain of about 6. He's bouncing out for a first down again, and that's Pierce. You know, I remember when Emmett
You can tell these guys have not got to tackle yet.
That he's Emmett Smith because he's turned the corner. Emmett Smith was like a fighter that never gave you a clean shot. When he'd go through a hole, it was sideways. You could never get a clean shot.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense, number 35. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run, and an automatic first down.
That's a rookie out of Michigan, Vincent Gray.
Wow.
Frustration.
There's a big emphasis on this Stinchcomb for they took away intent with the head. It's now just intent. So anytime your head drops, as it did there, that's now going to be called.
I mean,
time.
he was dropping.
Even if his intent with the head wasn't there, but because his head was there.
Would you say his intent was to make a tackle on a low player carrying a ball?
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't
a-
say I recommendation is here.
That's a tough call right there.
Change the rule. I'm just letting you know that that's going to be called a lot more. Even though I saw the running back drop his head first, but you know, what do I know?
Good grab.
Grab.
Across the middle after the play fake. Chris Moore comes up with it, the wide receiver out of Cincinnati.
That's a good
And
grab.
what I think we're seeing here, fellas, is you get a couple turnovers. Houston's able to run the ball a few times. They extended a drive with a penalty in the end zone.
Yep.
They're building confidence and putting plays together now where these series are moving the ball down the field. That's why those turnovers are costly, and stopping the run early is so imperative for a defense.
On first down at the Saints 24.
There you go, Saints.
Tracer into the backfield, and they finally dropped the running back. This time
That
it's
Street?
Royce Freeman. By the way, as I watched just
Yeah.
a few runs in the first of his professional career, you wonder, why did Dameon Pierce stick around to the second round? He's
He
got
looks sharp.
ability. He's
He really
really
does.
got ability.
He really does.
And Tavius Street in on the hit for the Saints.
Yeah, they rotate that defensive line again and trying to get some bodies, get some air, because they're going to be playing a lot of snaps, and we're only in the second quarter. They have a full 30 minutes to go after this.
Pierce is back there in the single. And on the play fake.
Get to him.
Driscoll.
Ooh, pop it. Yeah. Picked off. There you go, Chase Hansen. Ooh, it's pick 6. Or fumble 6. Pick 6. Oh.
Off the deflection.
Good play, Chase.
Well, we've called his names a couple times. Now he finds a present that's floating in the up in
There you
the
go,
air
Chase.
off a bounce.
Yeah, Driscoll was late on this one.
So the first turnover for the Saints. Off the deflection, Chase Hansen. He knew what to do with it.
Should have had him a pick 6. Madden, that would have been a pick 6. One thing I can't watch is high school football. I don't know why. That's really bad football. I probably should give it another chance because high school football has changed so much, but it's really hard to get into for me.
We are the doctors of today, shaping the medicine of tomorrow. We are leading departments, spearheading research, and educating the next generation of physicians. We are healing people and defining medicine. We are Tulane doctors.
I have to find a quarterback in in Madden pretty early. That's going to be an issue. I think running back will be fine, especially me bringing over one of the imports. Offensive line, not nearly as much of an ask. Maybe grab a guy here or there throughout the first 2 seasons. Wide receiver is going to be a little bit of an issue because Thomas and Landry are both older and very slow in Madden. I'm going to have to add some speed there. Dabble on defensive tackle. Linebackers should be okay. DB should be okay. I got to get rid of Lutz though. I think he's the second highest paid kicker in Madden. Can't pay kickers in Madden. Not a thing. I wish we could get it to where it was a thing, but no matter what we set it on, it's just never going to be a thing. Don't pay kickers, don't pay punters. Somebody posted to do an import situation. I have to think about that. Like, what could we do? I think we've done some stuff in the past, but I'd help, and I don't really have help right now.
Those are the co-defensive coordinators. Chris Richard had been a defensive coordinator before. Ryan Nielsen is the one actually calling the plays today. Dialed up that one, the much-needed break in momentum.
Oh, Ian Buck, come on.
Wide open in the flat.
There you go, Jones.
Tony Jones Jr. He was unaccounted for. That looked like just a blown assignment.
Well, there's the movement of the pocket that you've been asking for, especially for Ian Book, to find those throws that don't take a read, just get out there and hit that first assignment.
Almost put himself down.
Yeah.
Yeah, just come on, man.
I'm all for it. It settles Ian Book down. And I'm not saying he's going to be Drew Brees, but the offense runs much smoother with the quarterback in the pocket, making throws on time.
First time the Saints have started with in-plus territory. Cushion on the outside on the completion. It's a short game. Make it about 4.
Finish that route, Merritt.
By a guy who's been impressive, and even Dennis Allen brought him up to us. And
he has been.
Merritt.
There's not a lot of room on that wide receiver list for you to make a name for yourself. And early on in camp, Kurt Merritt is a guy that they've talked about. So kudos to him in a loaded room that he's starting to grab the attention of those that matter.
It'll be 2nd and 7. That's Tony Jones.
All right, Jones. All right. Get back. Get out. Yeah, there you go. All right.
Man, and frankly, that's how he made the team.
Did he just do a first down symbol? But didn't get. Oh no, they gave him the first. Okay.
Tony Jones, because he
that's a good run.
Between the tackles. He lets those blocks develop, and you see he'll bounce off of alignment.
Nice little spin move. Oh, he just threw that one dude.
I love it, the physicality.
BYOB, be your own blocker.
You just made that one up, Joe. That's pretty impressive.
It'll be a first down at the 18.
I thought you had some beer in your backpack over there. I was going to take some.
It's on ice. Don't worry. We're covered. No gain that time. There was penetration of the backfield.
See the rookie. Come on. Put the rookie in there.
So it'll be 2nd and long.
We're listening to Coach Allen talk about the mark that he wants to make on this team and the culture and its identity, and the 3 things that he said he wanted from his players. They want to be tough, smart, and competitive, and Tony Jones is that guy. He's tough to bring down. He's smart with the decisions that he's made.
Holds on to the football.
Absolutely, and you got to be competitive.
It's a cool formation.
Play, you could see that you don't bring him down easy.
Ian Book, come on.
The tight end screened at that, and they
is that another?
With Nick Vanette.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a face mask.
Yeah.
There's 3 flags on the field, man. I don't know if you had a flag, but it seemed like everyone in the stadium who had one threw it.
We're 20 stories up. If I threw one, somebody get hurt. So let's see if it's half the distance
there's
to the goal.
Face mask. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Personal foul.
Ripped his head off.
On the defense, number 23. Half the distance.
Not a pretty screen though. That was Ian Book can't get out of the hole. Every time he takes a snap, he's stumbling.
The penalty. Don't forget, this is an opportunity to score off a takeaway. The Chase Hansen interception, and it started at the 42. They're in the Community Coffee red zone now. It's going to be first and goal at the 9.
Referee just moved the ball after almost hit the snap.
And don't forget, nothing brings people together like community. Tre'Quan Smith in motion. Jones tripped up. Maybe a couple of
Looks like the Saints have the wrong cleats on or something. They just keep stumbling.
Before the 2-minute warning.
And he did a good job of getting yards because there's a loose defender unaccounted for in the backfield. That little stutter step from Tony Jones is the only thing that allowed them not to have a tackle for loss there.
Yeah, you know, I'm more of a fan of normal splits by the wide
Come
receiver.
on. I want to see Chris Merritt make a play here.
Especially down in the red zone.
Give me a fade to Chris.
Bring that extra defender in. That's what causes the confusion. Tony Jones making the most of it.
He's down
nice
to
run.
4, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
All right, gets to the 2-minute here.
When we come back, and let's see if the Saints can capitalize with a score. A touchdown as opposed to settling for a field goal in a short field. 3-point game in Houston.
Am I the only one that gets pumped when you hear that Fox Sports the Fox Sports play the music, whatever you call that? I don't know, bumper music. I get pumped. Pre-game music. This presentation is brought to you by the NFL. First season is going to be a tough one. An older defense. My defense is set up to win year one, but Saints offense is going to be a bit of a struggle. There's not a lot of speed on that team, especially at receiver. Even though Taysom Hill at tight end should be fun at 90 speed. Running back should be fun. I just don't know if I can get it done with Winston. Even though last Madden, I felt like I could get it done with Winston. I wish I could bring one of my receivers with me, but I just can't. I got to bring my linebacker. Maybe I can go play with the PUBG Elite. Maybe they'll let me play. I don't think those guys are talking politics. It would be nice. All right, we're gonna watch this one till half. Go take a shower, and finish watching this preseason game. All right, let's watch this first half.
So the numbers tell the story. Saints with a great start. Andy Dalton.
2 turnovers.
7-0 lead, and then turnovers cropped up. And that is the difference right now as the Saints come out of the 2-minute warning on a 3rd and goal.
There's less than 150 passing yards total between both teams in the first half. All right, 3rd and goal. I want to Merritt. Let's see Merritt. I do a shotgun run here, though.
So an all-Irish backfield. Looking for the slant. Now the fade. Corner of the end zone.
Who's got... Oh, good play.
Tre'Quan Smith had it poked away at the last second by Tremon Smith.
That's a good play by the cornerback.
Love the play call.
Good play design, too. Good throw. Yeah, I mean, all look good. Just great play by the.
They passed off the wide receivers. And,
Oh, he
more like a
dropped it.
drop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Draymond Smith.
And that's
Oh.
he buried his head for a reason.
Yes. Yes.
The other
You
way, it
gotta
looked
have
like the
that one.
cornerback
You
made
got
a
everything
great
you
play,
wanted.
but Smith
Great
just
throw
dropped
by
it.
Ian Book, and just couldn't finish by
He just
Draymond
shard
Smith.
armed it.
Good to see this young man back. Will Lutz. Core injury, missed all of last season. As I mentioned at the top of the telecast, I counted at least 2 games the Saints had as wins had he been on the field. And don't forget, the Saints finished 9-8 last year. That is big.
Well, special teams is a factor in the NFL games. How many at the end of the 60 minutes are decided by 3 points or less? Yep. The percentage is very high. So you have to have a kicker that you can rely on. And Will Lutz has been that guy for the Saints and was deeply missed last year.
Yeah, let's just be very honest. Will Lutz is a weapon. He's a force. And he was we only recognized how much of a weapon he was when he was missed.
When you miss him,
exactly.
So 23-yard
Dude, kickers are playing with watches on, wedding rings on. But how they don't get
Lutz missed
hurt?
11 months with multiple surgeries due to that core injury last season. He said you can't get back a year's worth of kicking the ball, but he just needed to get back on the field, mentally see that ball go through the uprights again. And head coach Dennis Allen agreed. He really couldn't wait to see Lutz back on the field and see that ball go through the uprights. It's been something that everybody's welcomed, having him back at training camp. And he said for him,
He's
it was
kicking
really
off.
just the mental aspect of really understanding.
It wasn't the punter, and it wasn't the kicker. I don't know who that is kicking off.
On the field, guys.
Yeah, you can tell. There's relief along the sideline, not just from Will Lutz, but the guys that he supports as well.
He was definitely missed.
So it's an 8-play,
Romo.
37-yard drive, just about 4 minutes off the clock before the 23-yard
I don't even know who that is.
by Will Lutz. And don't forget, 2 years ago, he was 23 for 28, 57 for 58 on his extra points. On his career, he's hit 87% of his field goals, 97% of his extra points.
Yeah, Joel, you brought up a good point. Last year, Saints go 9-8, barely missed the playoffs.
Right.
You win just 2
The most D-Wayne call ever. Shotgun run
about 4 starting quarterbacks
on a 2-minute drill.
Might even have a home game.
Yeah,
Trying to gash you for 20.
That's how important the kicker
Make you
is.
pull your hair out.
And then we brought up Gilligan earlier, and he had a beautiful punt, pinning to the boundary. Underneath.
Ooh, good play.
Breaking
Wrap
the
up.
tackle as it's taken in by Royce Freeman.
Wrap up.
So Freeman made the most of it after he got popped. Yards after contact to about the 33. Now the Texans 0 for 3 on third downs as they go hurry up with Jeff Driscoll at quarterback.
Yeah, dudes.
How about a procedure call?
The Saints were not lined up correctly.
False start.
False start. Offense.
This
Number
guy looks
54.
old.
It's a 5-yard penalty. Third down. Houston has elected to take a timeout.
Stinchcomb.
It's preseason for the
You're
refs
seeing
too.
the same thing. I don't see this 2-minute drive being run properly. You had 3 timeouts. Yeah, everyone is
Correction,
very
there is no
frantic.
timeout for Houston.
They
They'll
don't
have
use a
all 3
timeout.
left.
They still have all 3 timeouts.
Orleans
They're now
has
backed up
elected not
37. I mean,
to
the
run
world's
10
your oyster
seconds
if they
before the
started.
snap.
They could have started with a run, a simple pass, and you
What
don't
is
have to go
going
into this
on?
frantic hurry-up mode when you have 3 timeouts.
Yeah, just because you're in the 2-minute drill doesn't mean you start rushing the procedure.
Are we
And it's
blitzing?
valid because if
No,
they
they're
don't
going
convert
back
here,
off.
the Saints will have an opportunity.
That very strange series.
So 0 for third down so far, and this is a 3rd and 8.
Oh no, they're sending it.
Plenty of time. And batted away at the last second. Good coverage downfield for the Saints. And it was made by DeMarcus Fields.
Well, Fields knew his coverage, right? He's got over-the-top help from
It
the
didn't look like
safety,
good
so
coverage though.
He's just going to stay in phase, run step by
You're
step.
too
and use
handsy.
the sideline as that extra defender. You see P.J. Williams is coming over the top. So knowing the situation is huge. And now the Saints have an opportunity to run their 2-minute off.
Yeah, and if anybody's wondering, that's not pass interference because you are allowed to face guard in the NFL. As long as he's not messing with the wide receiver, yanking
What
him
a
down,
punt.
you can do that all day. So that's very good coverage by DeMarcus Fields.
Aesop Winston Jr. and good coverage downfield by the Texans as they put him down to the 15. Well, looking around the NFC South, guys, the Falcons, Matt Ryan, no longer a dirty bird. He signed with the Colts. How about the Panthers?
Oh, he's traded.
Baker Mayfield, maybe. Sam Darnold battling for that starting quarterback job with him. And he's back. Tom Brady, his 23rd season. First quarterback in NFL history to start a game at the age of
23rd
45.
season.
And he's already
Crazy.
signed on for down the road purposes for the booth.
Move over, JV.
Oh, I made a very big move over for Tom Brady.
Saints get it back now deep in their own territory with the third quarterback orchestrating things. In Book in trouble.
Ooh.
Nice pivot there. And get out of bounds he will. No loss.
Penning,
Right back to the original
Penning
line of
got
scrimmage.
he got
Well,
burnt.
it's your first round draft pick at the left tackle spot and Penning, and
Yeah, he got.
he's learning the game still. Kind of
Yep.
gets edged. Possibly got away with a little throw there, but Ian Book shows one of the abilities that he does bring to the table and scrambling outside of the pocket and extending the
man.
play. But for Penning, there's going to be some growing pains as he transitions. He's an arrow up player. There's a lot to like, but you're still growing again. As you
Oh, come on, Penning.
You set up with an
It's
outside
back-to-back
move.
plays.
Defensive end comes back with an underneath pass rush this time, and you know there's going to be growing pains here. Penning's going to be a great player, but you see him right here at the left tackle
First
spot.
charge, timeout, Houston.
Last time you get edge to the outside, you might overset a little bit. Open up the inside to that defensive end. You see the frustration on Penning, but he's an athlete. He's going to understand the game better, and you know, as a young player, you've got to recognize that defensive ends start setting up their moves in the NFL. It's not I'm just an edge rusher, but if they feel like they get an advantage on the outside, you almost have to be ready for an inside move, thinking that you're going to overset or jump out on the next play.
Cinch, let me ask you, how long did it take for you to get adjusted to the speed of the defensive
Ooh.
end? Wow, this has just been a horrible series.
Yeah, that's Derek Rivers in his 6th year from Youngstown State, cleaning up.
Well, don't answer my question, as the Saints are getting pummeled right now.
Houston, 30-second timeout, 34 on the game clock, 34.
Ooh. That Young?
Yeah, tough sequence for the offensive line, guys.
Yeah.
Now it comes from the other side. Landon Young, who's in his 2nd year, still kind of
Yeah.
learning as he goes, but gets edge, doesn't get the depth that's needed. Ian Book isn't able to step up into the pocket in back-to-back. Couple learning opportunities for some young tackles there.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah,
and the quarterback's still living.
Barely.
And you saw that's Coach Marone. He's a New Orleans Saints fan. He's been a part of the program before and is back and a great educator for these young players. I was a beneficiary of his tutelage.
So back to my question, Cinch. How long did it take you to get adjusted to the speed of the defensive ends in the NFL?
What a punt.
I'll tell you, you've seen guys this
What a
fast, you've
punt.
seen guys this big, but you haven't seen the combo. It's the same player now, right?
Right.
So you have to respect their power, and when you start respecting a player's power, sometimes you play slower, you sit in heavier, and they edge you. So now you get lighter, you're moving quicker, and you get caught with power. So understanding you have to take away both is something that it takes time, and you have to build confidence where I don't want to be a reactionary player. I don't want you to dictate to me how this rep is going to go. So for whether it's Young or Penning, you start understanding I have to dictate this fight more.
Well, now with 21 seconds left in the half, and one time out of the board, Driscoll rolls by design and loses yardage. That's big because they're not far from field goal territory to begin with, as he's forced out by Caden Ellis. That'll stop the clock with 16 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that'll be a learning lesson tomorrow. Watching film, they'll tell him, look, just throw the ball away.
Let's head down now to Aaron Summers. Visit Baton Rouge sideline report. Start exploring a visit Baton
16 seconds before half, we're doing a sideline report. And she's not even there.
We'll pick it back up in a moment with Aaron. It'll be 2nd and long.
Oh, got it. Oh.
But the pressure came, and it came late. So it was Passigno who got to him and forced the incompletion. We're tied at 10 with 12 seconds left and a timeout still on the board for the Houston Texans. So if you can get out here tied at 10 after the last series for the Saints, deep in their own territory, you'll feel pretty good. Now 3rd and 13. They bring an extra rusher on the cross drop.
Good throw. He dropped it.
A flag, though, from deep in the secondary.
Maybe illegal contact.
Yeah, it sucks.
So Brevin Jordan had it in and out of his hands. The wide receiver.
Looked like the official signal it's on the offense.
Pass interference. Offense, number 9. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Costly. That could push them out of field goal range.
Well, we've already seen 2 offensive pass interference calls. That's more than you see usually in half a season.
And Brevin Jordan in the slot. You're going to get offensive pass interference as he goes. Extends again. That's an obvious call.
It's when you get that second push in.
Yeah.
Right? You got 5 yards. There's going to be some hand fighting.
That weak.
But when you get to your break and you're outside of that 5 and you go for a second push to create separation, those are easier to catch.
He has to go back and watch some old Tony Gonzalez tapes, Antonio Gates. Those guys are best at doing it. Never extended, but just pushing just enough to create that space.
Well timed on the hit. And the final timeout is used after the play made to the secondary by Justin Evans.
All right, we'll watch this last play.
So 2 seconds
I'm gonna go take a shower.
And a long field goal try coming up. So they did not convert a 3rd down the entire half. Yet we're tied at 10.
Nice solid tackle.
Yeah, Justin Evans preventing extra yards. Any of these yards matter as you're looking at close to what would be a 59-yard field goal.
All right, let's see what he does.
Is a little bit better than 60. As you mentioned, it'd be 59 for the lead.
I was watching the Bengals kicker.
Final snap of the half.
Ooh, he almost got that. Good kick. Bengals kicker, he was hammering them the other night.
The Saints
guys got laid. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Just a little watch along. Just trying to do something impromptu. Been a little bit since we streamed, so this coming week though, Press Pass Live on Sunday. We'll kind of kick it off. It's close. And then we'll get rolling on Tuesday. All right, guys. I love you. I'll see you later. All right.
Andy Dalton was very impressive in his first drive as a Saint. So let's check in.
Smash that like and subscribe.